So this tutorial is going to sort of walk us through the basics of ellipses, which is one of the first sort of simple geometric forms you can draw with coding in processing. So the first thing we want to do is basically we'll just walk through a description of the code so you can understand what we're looking at. So we've got void setup, size 500 by 500 pixels. The color mode is set to RGB. The void, and that's all in the setup loop. So we read that, and then we move into the draw loop. Now we've got a background set to 0, 0, 0. And as you probably remember from before, if you watched a previous video, the 0, there's 3 values in RGB. That equals black. But if you want to make it simpler, you can just have it be a value of 0 because black is black. And you can just do grayscale, so you only have one value. We've got a fill of some soon-to-be-seen color. We've got a stroke of pure red because it's RGB, so it's 255 is the highest value for red. We've got a stroke weight of 2 pixels. So, again, reviewing. So you're drawing a background of black. This is probably worth sort of reinforcing. So as the program runs, it runs from the top to the bottom. So first it lays down a background of black. Then it sets a fill to this color. It sets a stroke to this color. It sets a stroke weight to 2. Then it draws an ellipse, and its X position is 250, meaning it's in the center. Its Y position is 250, meaning it's from the top to the center. And it's 75 pixels wide and 75 pixels tall, so it's a circle. The next thing that happens is a new fill is set. So before we had this fill, now we have this fill. So new fill, new stroke color, 0 red, 255 green, 255 blue. The stroke weight is thicker, 5 pixels, and then we draw another ellipse. At the end of that, it loops back up, draws a background in black, resets the fill. So now the fill has changed from this number back to these values. The stroke color has changed from these values, which it carried back up to the top, and then it hit this again and reset it to pure red. And the stroke weight was set from 5 pixels back to 2 pixels, and then we drew this ellipse again. So if we run this, we can see we've got the ellipse that's at the center, 250 by 250, and it's 75 pixels wide, and then we've got the ellipse that's at 100 pixels over, 100 pixels down, and it's centered here. So very straightforward. The key thing really to note, other than the parameters, which again, if we go back to the processing reference, you can see it's looking for an X position, a Y position, a width, and a height, and they're all floats, meaning they do not have to be whole numbers. They can be floating point decimals. Okay.